All right, strap yourselves in, everyone, because today's deep dive is going to launch us straight into a galaxy far, far away.
That's right.
We're talking Star Wars, the
Yeah.
Old
It
Republic.
was WTO.
Yes, WTO, exactly. And just to clarify for anyone who might be new to the whole thing, SWTO is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
MMORPG.
You got it, an MMORPG.
Yeah.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, cool, but what's the big deal with an MMORPG?
Right.
Well, imagine this. You're not just playing another RPG by yourself. You're thrown into this vast online world.
Like literally thousands of other players are running around, doing their own thing, having their own adventures.
It's like stepping onto a planet bustling with activity. Everyone's got their own story to tell, their own goals, their own path to carve out.
Yeah, it's a completely different experience from playing a single-player RPG.
So much more dynamic. So what is it about SWTO that makes it so captivating? What makes people lose themselves in this virtual galaxy?
Well, first off, the storylines.
Ah, yes. Story is everything.
Seriously, the stories in SWTO are like ridiculously deep. You've got 8 iconic classes to choose from right off the bat.
8? Wow, that's a lot of choices.
It is. You could be a Sith warrior, a Sith inquisitor, you could be a bounty hunter, an Imperial agent, a Jedi Knight,
Jedi Knight, I'm already sold.
Jedi consular, trooper, smuggler. Like, the options are amazing.
So you pick your class, and then what? Like, how do the storylines actually play out?
So each class has its own unique storyline that unfolds as you play. And it's not just a linear path either. Your choices actually matter. You make decisions throughout the game that shape the course of the story.
So it's like truly interactive storytelling. You're not just watching a movie, you're writing your own chapter in the Star Wars saga.
Exactly.
I read somewhere that each class also has these things called advanced specializations.
Mm.
So like, if you're a Sith warrior, you can further specialize into either a Marauder or a Juggernaut.
Exactly. And each specialization comes with its own set of skills and abilities. It's like taking your character's destiny a step further.
So like, a Marauder is all about what? Brute force, just smashing everything in their path?
Yeah, tons of damage. While a Juggernaut is more like, an unstoppable tank soaking up all the hits.
So you're really shaping your character's role in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Wow. One thing that always fascinates me about MMOs is the whole customization aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not just building a character, you're building a life for them.
Right.
And SWTOR takes that to a whole new level with the strongholds and guild ships. Like, can you even imagine having your own base in the Star Wars universe?
Right. So strongholds are basically player-owned, customizable bases. They can range from like a small apartment on Drummond Kaz.
Drummond Kaz, that's a Sith planet, right?
Yeah, all the way up to like a massive estate on Rishi.
Rishi, where's that?
It's a tropical planet, really beautiful.
Oh, wow. So you're saying I could have a beachfront property in the Star Wars universe. Sign me up.
And the best part is, you can decorate them however you want. Like, you can spend hours, days, even weeks just perfecting the look of your stronghold.
I can totally see myself getting lost in that. I'm a bit of a decorator myself, even in the real world.
Yeah.
So what about these guild ships? Are those like spaceships for your whole group?
Yeah, guild ships are basically like flying strongholds. You and your friends can pool your resources.
What's a guild, by the way?
A guild is just a group of players that team up.
Okay, got it.
They can pool resources and buy a ship, then customize it to create their own mobile base of operations. So yeah, you could be cruising the galaxy with your crew in a ship you designed yourselves.
Okay, that's insanely cool. Now, let's talk about gear. I've heard the gearing system in SWTR is super important and can get pretty complex.
Yeah, it's definitely a crucial part of the game.
How so?
Well, for starters, your gear affects your character's stats, like how strong they are, how much damage they can take, all that good stuff.
Strength, endurance, all the classic RPG stats.
Exactly. But it's not just about the numbers. Your gear also changes how your character looks.
Oh, right. Gotta look good while you're saving the galaxy.
For sure. And there are so many different gear slots to fill. Weapons, armor, modifications.
Wait, modifications? What are those?
So modifications are like little enhancements you can add to your gear to make it even better.
Like upgrades.
Yeah, kinda. So you might have a blaster that does a certain amount of damage, but with modifications, you could increase its accuracy or add a chance to stun your enemies.
Oh, so it's like you're fine-tuning your equipment to match your playstyle.
Exactly. And there are different types of modifications for different types of gear. It's a whole system unto itself.
And this is where the Galactic Trade Network comes in, right?
A GTN, you got it.
Players can buy and sell gear on this giant online marketplace.
Yeah, it's like a massive intergalactic auction house. You can find everything there, from rare weapons and armor to crafting materials and even cosmetic items.
So if I understand correctly, SWTOR has a whole player-driven economy built into the game.
Oh, absolutely. It's based on supply and demand, just like a real economy.
So explain this to me. How does it work?
So some players will focus on what's called farming.
Farming, like growing crops in the game.
No, not actual farming. It means repeatedly completing certain tasks or defeating specific enemies to get rare items or materials.
Oh, so it's like grinding for loot.
Exactly. And then they can sell those items on the GTN to other players who are willing to pay for them.
That's wild. So some players actually make a living in the game just by trading and crafting, like intergalactic entrepreneurs.
Yeah, some players specialize in crafting specific items while others focus on finding the best deals and then reselling them for a profit. It's pretty cool.
It is. And then you have the cartel market, right?
Hmm.
This is like the in-game store where you can buy cosmetic items and convenience stuff.
Right, and that has a big impact on the economy too, because some of those cartel market items are super rare and sought after.
Makes sense. So we've got this whole intricate web of players buying, selling, crafting, and trading all within this virtual galaxy. Mind-blowing. Okay, I got to ask about companions.
Yeah, companions are a huge part of what makes SWTO unique.
Why is that?
So as you play through the game, you'll recruit these companions to join your crew, and each one has their own personality, their own backstory.
Like they're actual characters?
Exactly, not just mindless drones.
And they fight alongside you in combat?
They do, and they can be a huge help in battles.
Plus, I've heard you can even romance some of them.
You can. It depends on your character's choices and the companion's personality, but yeah, romantic relationships are definitely possible.
Oh, wow. Okay, last but not least, we got to talk about starships. I mean, it's Star Wars. You can't have Star Wars without starships.
Exactly. And in SWTO, your starship is more than just a mode of transportation.
Really? How so?
It's like your home away from home. You use it to travel between planets. Yeah, but you can also customize the interior
Like decorate it?
to decorate it, upgrade its systems, the works, and you'll even get involved in some pretty epic space battles.
Space battles. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a blast. And honestly, getting your own personal starship is a pretty big moment for any player in SWTOR. It's a real symbol of progress and freedom.
I bet. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here, from storylines to customization to the economy and even starships. But there's one thing we haven't talked about yet. Immersion.
Right.
Like, what makes SWTOR feel so real? What makes it feel like you've actually stepped into the Star Wars universe?
Well, for starters, the planets. They've done an incredible job recreating these iconic Star Wars planets in the game.
Like the actual planets from the movies.
Yeah, places like Tatooine, Coruscant, Hoth. They're all there, and they're incredibly detailed. It's like stepping right into the films. You can almost feel the sand between your toes on Tatooine or the biting wind on Hoth.
Wow, that's impressive.
And it's not just the environments, it's the people, too. The cities are bustling with activity. You'll see non-player characters going about their daily routines.
So it's not just a bunch of players running around an empty world.
No, not at all. It feels like a living, breathing world.
That's so cool.
You've got markets full of vendors, cantinas with live music, even dynamic weather. You might get caught in a sandstorm on Tatooine or witness a blizzard on Hoth.
So you're really immersed in the environment. You're not just playing a game, you're living in this world. That's incredible. And what about these fleets I keep hearing about?
Ah, the fleets. Those are massive space stations that act as hubs for players.
These are like social spaces.
Yeah, kinda. They're like giant floating cities full of shops, quest givers, and opportunities to interact with other players. They can be pretty intimidating at first, just because they're so huge and complex, but once you learn your way around, they're really cool.
Sounds like it. Well, I think we've given our listeners a pretty good overview of what Star Wars: The Old Republic is all about.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
We've talked about the different classes, the branching storylines, the gear system, the complex economy. We even touched on companions, starships, and the incredible level of immersion that SWTO offers.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in, but it's all part of what makes this game so captivating.
If you're a Star Wars fan looking for a truly immersive and engaging MMO experience, SWTO is definitely worth checking out. You can create your own character, forge your own destiny in the galaxy, and really lose yourself in this vast world.
You might even find yourself spending more time in that galaxy than in this one. But hey, that's the beauty of a good MMO. It's a whole other life waiting to be explored.
Exactly. And with that, we leave you with a question to ponder. Of all the classes and storylines SWTO has to offer, which one calls to you the most? What kind of hero or villain will you become in this galaxy far, far away?
Think about it. The Force is strong with this one.
Definitely strong.
Until next time, may the Force be with you.
May the force be with you.